इस वीडियो में I'll take you through the ESCP Masters in Management essay questions that were asked in the application of 2024 and then also share with you some tips on how you can answer them effectively. Hi guys, my name is Surmai Soumya and I am an incoming ESCP Masters in Management student. Through this ESCP MIM series, my goal is to share as much knowledge about the whole process of admission with you. Because of lack of accessible information, मुझे तो बहुत दिक्कत हुई थी इस पूरे process में. Now let's move on to the first question. Please comment on an international or multicultural experience that has influenced you in particular and explain why. The word limit here was 200 words. ESCP Europe's Master in Management program is one of the most international of them all. It has 6 campuses in Europe, and the graduation criteria is that you have to live in at least 2 different countries during the course of the program. So I think that with this question, ESCP wants to understand whether you will be able to cope with the international culture that this program is going to offer you. You can showcase international or cultural experience by taking those stories out of the story of your life where you traveled to a different country or learned a third language, or even when you talked or interacted in other ways with friends or acquaintances of different ethnicities. So in this essay, I talked about the time when I went to Japan as an exchange student. Then I went on explaining how I embraced their culture and continue to use it in my routine life today. I also talked about my French language competency in order to showcase my efforts to thrive in the French market. Even if you don't have an international experience, you can showcase that you will empathize with different cultures by showing them the interactions that you have had with people who are different than you. So some examples of this can be if you have ever worked in an MNC where you have clients from the USA, then you can share a snapshot with them of how you used to very effectively work with those people. Or you could also talk about the time when you had to interact with a person who had a language very different than you and you were not able to interact with them in a common language. Now let's move on to the second question. Please comment on your most significant work experience related to the field of the program for which you are applying. Maximum words should be 200. I think that since you're applying to a master's in management, the university expects you to have some form of experience in this field. You can show it through internships or full-time jobs that you've had in the role of a management or associate manager, or the extra work that you did to help your managers. You have to show them that you know what you are signing up for when you're applying to Masters in Management. I talked about my journey at Meesho as an associate product manager. I explicitly tried to showcase my problem solving, my leadership, collaboration and communication skills. You should talk about the time when you assumed responsibility for a project or led a team, or you can even talk about the time when you took up tasks which were not directly related to the job that you were hired there to do. Moving on to the next question. Please comment on the positions of responsibility you have held at school, in clubs and or in societies. Outline your hobbies, general interests and other activities. 200 words maximum. To answer this question, I started off with explaining about my sports endeavors at school, and then I talked about my current hobbies, which were creative ones like crocheting, baking cakes, painting, etc. I then also talked about my volunteering experiences at different NGOs. I also made sure to explicitly use certain keywords that were repetitive in ESCP's website, one of which was sustainability. I also talked about the different competitions and hackathons that I participated in during graduate school. The last essay in the application was that of a personal statement. तो पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट क्या होता है? पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट इज जस्ट अ रिटन अकाउंट ऑफ हु यू आर एज अ पर्सन, what your goals in life are, and how ESCP or the university is going to help you fast track to the goal that you want to achieve. I started my personal statement by exposing my feelings on innovation. The whole of my personal statement was written in a subtle, informal tone. I told them about the small businesses that I had tried to start, but then it eventually failed. I then talked about the feelings and the questions I had when I was going through this experience. And I explicitly posed the questions because I wanted them to understand the way my mind works and how I think. I went on describing what I considered as one of the most life-changing and significant experience for me. It was the time when I was single-handedly leading a team of 13 people and I was owning a very big project. I explicitly told them about the actions that I took, the impact that I created, and obviously the whole situation that I was in. I made sure that I was able to convey my problem solving and people management skills, my prioritization and time management skills as well. Next, I went on describing my career and academic dreams. In this, I made sure to explicitly talk about the multicultural and inclusivity aspects of things that I like. And then I also talked about France as a dream study destination for me. I tried to answer the implicit question, why ESCP and why Masters in Management? I did this by telling them about the multi-specialization aspect of ESCP MIM program, which I was really fascinated towards. I also talked about the international aspect of ESCP. I then also talked about certain specific ESCP initiatives, the chairs and professorships that I was really excited to be a part of, the clubs and the activities that I was looking forward to. Next, I talked about the uniqueness that I bring to the table. For this, I talked about my cultural and academic background. Here, I also talked about my family upbringing and how I had the skills of recognizing the symptoms of cardiac arrest, how to do CPR, and what medications will work for common ailments like cough, cold, and body ache. I then talked about my undergraduate studies, which were in the field of engineering, and how I will be able to bring the technical aspects and business aspects together to create a holistic firm of my own. Finally, I concisely concluded my personal statement by summarizing the different traits that I have, which aligns with the goals of the Masters in Management program at ESCP, and also drew parallels with the mission and vision statement of ESCP as an organization. So, these were the 4 essays that were asked in the ESCP MIM application of 2024. I hope that with this video you were able to understand how I structured my essays. By the way, if you're just starting your study abroad journey and you want to understand the step-by-step process of the whole thing, from taking your exams to writing your first application to submitting and then even the interview and the whole timelines of this, then you should check out this video where I have explained exactly about this. And if you would like more such content on your feed, then consider subscribing to me by clicking on this circle over here. Thank you so much and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.